easy. I don't have to try hard. I'm like, I don't know if I can entertain that. There's a room. Look at the size of this room. This is incredible. Wow. Thank you. I just want to say thank you.
We're at capacity too. It's 2,000 people at capacity.
No kidding.
I think 2,800 or something.
Dang. Wow. Next.
I've had it over.
As actors, do you find it hard to either subconsciously or consciously portray yourself in a character, like incorporating your personality, or do you try to distinct the character from you?
I'm a strong believer that the best characters, you find a truth within yourself that is the same truth that they have, something that you two share a commonality, and then I kind of branch from there. But no, I think after it's a weird thing that you just kind of go, okay, and then you just do it after long enough time. But yeah, for when I'm finding the parts, it's find the truth, find what their motivation is, and then everything else just gets informed for that. If for him it's he's gonna, I want to destroy and I want to do this and that. Then you have your objectives. So when you're well, how would I do that line? Jason knows well, I know what I want. And so knowing what you want and finding the truth and just some basic stuff.
So it's I think it's a fraction of it is that approach.
Yeah, it's part of it.
And then the bigger fraction is that we really just try to remember what it was like to be 4 years old.
Yeah.
And playing pretend in the backyard, and suddenly, because kids can play and find characters like nobody's business, and they don't read Stanislavski, and they don't read Udahagen, and they don't kind of it's the things that we as stage actors were taught. In some ways, I think to become a better actor, you can be a good actor, you can train to be a good actor, but I think to transcend all of that, one has to let it go and just kind of live in the character. And I don't even know how to tell you to do that. It's sort of I hate to, it's sort of like a Jedi thing. It's not. There is a certain amount of just let's play. Let's just play. And I think what's fantastic about this show in particular is that we kind of have permission to do that. The show itself gives us permission. The writing gives us permission. The way they animate, it's just it's this huge playground. It's a sandbox, and it's got all these toys in it, and it's just it's like mom and dad let you loose, and they let you just run around, and that's what it's like to get in the booth, and not every show is like that, right? And but for some reason in this one, I think that's maybe part of why it's so successful. I can't just put a button on exactly what that thing is that makes Dragon Ball, but at least from our actor experience, it's just the sheer joy that we have of playing in that playground, right? So I don't know if that helps. Yeah.
Good question.
That we listen to the Japanese right before we do it, so we have something there. So it keeps you totally allowing you to play because you're he's screaming there. Cool. All right, let's play.
And sometimes it's well, I can never do that, so I better come up with something I can do because.
Yeah.
Alright guys, what is the thing you guys enjoy the most about being voice actors?
That's all I know. It's after doing this is all I've done since college. This is all I know at this point. It's just who we like the most. It's exactly what he was just describing. When you get a cool part like that, you go, I go play. When I do Brooke in One Piece, Joel McDonald was my director for most of that, and Mike McFarland, and those two guys are some of my best friends, and so I just gotta make my friends laugh. My job is making my friends laugh. When I go in for Dragon Ball, I try to make Raleigh and Chris laugh, and then just have the joy of fighting Goku and talking down to people and Vegeta.
Yeah, there's nothing better than you're doing a take and you're really into it, and you get to the end of the take and you hear Raleigh out behind outside the booth going. You're oh, something landed.
Oh, we're gonna go with that one. Cool.
But see, at that point you have an audience of one, right? And so it's really a roll of the dice to figure out how's this gonna land?
Do they use the Steven method with you occasionally?
the Steven method. What's that?
So with Whis, because so much of it is just has to be subtle, passive aggressive humor.
I think I see where you're going with this.
We have another one of the engineers at Overtron 5000 who we actually like go, I don't know if this works, man. Is that funny? And like, cause you'll work something to death trying to make sure it fits, make sure it's funny, and then we'll go, call Steven. Steven's a very kind of serious, hilarious dude, wonderful heart, love this dude, but if you can get him to go, then it's gonna be the funniest moment in the world. Like, he's that dude.
He's a laconic dude.
Yeah, so if you can make him chuckle, we're like, it's in. No matter what, it's in. And because he's coming with no reference, be like, what's the scene? Doesn't matter. Is this moment funny? He'll be like, it goes like, that's, I mean, okay. No, keep working it, keep working it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks.
Most can?
Come on, pal.
This will be the final question.
Alright. BG. So my question is this.
Chris Rock.
As actors, has there been a scene in the show that's really tested your range as actors?
Tested our range. In Dragon Ball or any show?
Well, and for this particular question, just try to
Stretch the range. Whis is very high on my range, so personally, like range-wise, like I have to, talking like that is not normal for me, so I have to like, I don't work the day before I'm Whis. I have a very strict regimen of tea and other stuff right before, because if not, you're gonna hear some of this, and I want to make sure that you don't hear any of my low voice. So it has been very hard for me to completely isolate my head voice, but I got it in first a little bit, but it's still hard for me.
There's been a few episodes where Beerus is, I'm trying to think, he's completely enamored with something food related, and it causes him to go complete like elastiface, right? And so for me, I'm sure it's the same for you, particularly in other shows. Although like Whis is he's very composed, but when Beerus loses it, he loses it. And so my approach is always like, how can I vocally align to the contours of this character as presented? And when you see Beerus completely freaking out, and he starts talking fast, and he starts, I don't know, but it's so cheesy and delicious, but it's so creamy and what? It's like, how do we do that? But we just do it. And so we start and we'll take a pass, where we just try to see if we can fit it. And we'll do that a few times, and then sometimes we have to come back and we'll fit pieces in, and then Raleigh will help us kind of put it together. But that's probably pulling back the curtain a bit much. But that, I would say, for sure, you really want to try to do a performance that is accurate to what you're seeing, because otherwise something can seem off when you're watching it. Like, I'm seeing him act this way, but the voice is flat, or it's wrong. So I think that's definitely a challenge when you're working on stage or when you're working on camera live. It's it's your own face. So what you do is pretty much going to match what's coming out of your mouth. But I would say with what we do with anime in general, but in this show in particular, for me anyway, it's a question of the challenge of sort of matching. We talk a lot about matching lip flaps, which is really like the easiest thing that we do. I think it's more of a challenge to kind of like accurately and adequately sort of match or illuminate what you see on screen in terms of the expressions in the body. So.
Yeah, that's the weird, like, because as you say, you get that first take out, you make sure that it fits or whatever, but then as you're rewatching it and everything, you go, okay, he does a bit of a wry smile there, and then it's kind of an O with his mouth towards the end of it, but he kind of hangs on because they're going, so, but that's not going to work for mine, so we have the words, so like, how do I kind of, okay?
Right. It makes a huge difference if you do a pass, and then you get at the end of it, and then we're always like, okay, that worked, and then of course you're thinking, oh, you didn't like that worked, and then you go, wait a minute, to play that again, I noticed he lifts his eyebrow at the end, and that makes all the difference in the world. Oh, he lifted his eyebrow at the end. Oh, he lifted his eyebrow. You see, it makes a difference, and if you don't see it the first time, then you're missing something. And so our challenge is to be very observant and to fill it as much as we can, and not rush. And that's the great thing about this show. I mean, I think there have been a lot of shows you worked on and I worked on where you did feel like, hey, I'm not sure if that actually is how I would really want to do that. That's okay, we don't have time, that was fine. Moving on. What? And then, but with this one, I would say, I mean, we could spend 20 minutes on a bit to make it right.
It is I gotta tell y'all, like, we worked on a lot of stuff. It is rare to get to be a part of something where everybody involved is giving their all because they know how important it is to themselves, to everybody else, with the franchise. And so it's from the top down, everybody is willing to, like, you know what, if we need to take 2 hours on that 2-minute scene, we're gonna do it. And I have with Raleigh. We have worked stuff to death. And then had to like take breaks and come back to it and now do it again and make it more lively and present. And like, it's so cool to be working on something that has that like pure dedication to every single line. And because they are, so y'all know they are very aware of the things that you guys are like Hakai, like, it better say Hakai, or like stuff like that. And they care, and they go ahead and they make sure that every little T is crossed, I is dotted, and it's amazing. So they're working really hard.
Thank you, sir.
The entire Kameha-Con community thanks you for being here. Please, round of applause.